Greetings and welcome to this evening's stream. I am your host, Lilim Nightshade, and I will be taking another attempt at Rondo of Blood. For those of you who were here last week, you may know that I did not make any progress in the story of the game. I was still on the 5th stage and was unable to clear that stage. However, the path to success is not paved by those who concede. And sometimes you just require a different approach in order to solve a problem. And last week's stream was not a complete boss, as I decided to do one of the alternate routes and unlock the secondary character of the game. Mostly just doing that to show the viewers. I had no intention at the time of using that character because she is not at all my style. However, it may be required to at least attempt this particular stage with her to see if I had the results. I realized that she may be a lot better at fighting death in particular than Richter is. Also, hello Byan and Kiyuki. But yes, for those of you who do not know, the difference between Maria and Richter is that, first of all, for her basic attack, she sort of summons a bird that flies out a short direction or short distance and attacks the enemies. It's essentially a projectile. So a bit different than the whip that Richter uses. Not only is the attack faster than Richter's whip, but she can have up to 2 birds on the screen at the same time, so you can kind of rapid fire a couple of them, and I believe they damage the enemy once when they fly forward, and again when they fly back. Indeed, it's free boomerang that you can throw 2 times at once. So it can be very useful for attacking enemies or bosses if you need to do a lot of damage quickly. She also has a slide and just somewhat better mobility in general than Richter. She's a bit less stiff in her movement. Her sub-weapons are a variety of creatures that can attack in different ways, or sometimes not even attack. They are very strange in their functionality, and most of them are not particularly helpful. She has one that's a turtle shell where it just defends her, but she cannot attack. She has one that looks like some type of... I'm uncertain if it's supposed to be a wyvern or what it is, but it flies in a straight direction. It's a large attack that takes up a lot of the screen and presumably does a lot of damage. And then she has one that sends 2 birds upward a short distance to kind of cover the area above her. And those are the only ones I know of. She may have more, but I have not seen them yet. The downside to the character is that she cannot take a hit at all. You have to be a lot more evasive with Maria because she dies in only a few hits. Whereas Richter could take probably twice as many hits before dying as she could. So that means that this will not be free by any means. I still have to play at a high level of skill in order to survive long enough to win the battle. And I found that she is much worse at the stage itself because she tends to die before I can make it to the boss. Whereas Richter is more likely to survive all the way to the boss because he can take so much more damage. But at any rate, we will be attempting to clear the stage and the boss with her. And then I suppose I will switch back to Richter afterwards to see what stage 6 is like.
Vor langer Zeit lebten die
It may take me a bit to get a feel for her. She does play differently. This is the worst part because of the randomness of these skeletons. And that does not work. See, she's almost dead already. And that's what I was afraid of. Let me reset. I cannot die that early. I'm trying to get as many attempts on the boss as possible, just in case. Because it is such a tight fight.
vor langer Zeit lebten
Invited? Jumped too far there. Yeah. I need to play that part better. It's so awkward because I got used to playing as Richter, and his strategy is entirely different than hers. The dragon icon is so big that it covers the number. That is an issue, though, because you do not know how many uses you have. Also, I feel the dragon is not very good, only because it takes so much energy to use. You barely had any uses of it. Definitely doing that part wrong. I think I need to wait for him to attack and back up and shoot from the ledge rather than jump. Because her jump is too far, so it jumps into him instead. Which is not what I want. That does not help. Is this the only Castlevania with character switching? No, this is not even the first Castlevania with character switching. And it will not be the last one with character switching. While most of them do not have the mechanic, it does exist in a few games. I believe Castlevania 3 had switching. Portrait of Ruin should potentially have switching as well. Granted, this one does a little different because you cannot switch mid-stage. You can only pick which character you're playing for that stage, which is sort of in between what this and some other games do, because there are also some games that have multiple player characters, but you can only play one for the whole game all the way through, such as Bloodlines, which we'll be getting to later on. You can pick between two different characters, but that is the character for the entire playthrough, and you cannot change on a per stage basis. This one to get lucky with. I missed my window. That was not as big as it should have been. I wasted a lot of energy on that. Yes, not that I showed off Julius Mood at all. But it would be like that. And I need to do well against the painting. Because that is instant death if you fail the painting. Then not jump forward. Because it's very easy to accidentally jump into it. Oh, that is another thing I forgot. She can double jump. So that's another mobility thing. And then there's the slide. I was not trying to use the weapon there, but that's what happened. Okay, this is one I had to be careful with. I may not be speaking for a while here. It's because of the sheer difficulty of this segment. And that was when I jumped into him for sure there. No, I do not want that. Close calls here. They probably will not beat this first try, but I will give it an honest attempt. At the very least, I have my lives all intact. For some reason, instead of food, she heals with stars. I do not quite understand that. There's two other weapons. Let's make attempt number 1.
You will go no further.
That went a lot faster than I expected. The randomness of the size really make this difficult. especially when you have such low margin for error. That is definitively the only sub-weapon that works on this fight. Then I need to jump for my first attack. That might help.
You will go no further.
Not good. I probably will not survive this yeah. I figured. I was in a bad position and had no health. I have one more attempt after this. That does not look promising. This may take several attempts. Just because of how few hits she's allowed to suffer before she is defeated. There's a glass cannon strategy.
You will go no further.
Really bad spawn position here. These size spawn very fast. A bit too quickly to deal with sometimes. Right, let's finish this. I have never had that happen before. I did not know that was possible. And it's very irritating because that was my best chance at winning. I had a ton of health for the first time going into that last phase. All I had to do was spam shots in his face until he died. And somehow, I got one shot off of the entire boat. I was not... That was odd. She was not climbing the stairs. Yeah, I was a bit too concerned with just trying to finish it off and not get hit any longer. That I took a hit that I should not have. I was just very concerned by what could go wrong. And something did go wrong. I'm not winning this one. That means we're gonna have to start over again. That is very irritating. I had the perfect situation, and somehow the game decided to take it away from me. Watch out for the next time. Assuming there is a next time. I still have to get back there, which is the difficult part. I play it about as well as I ever have. With very little to show for it. Sometimes this game just glitches out with her and she won't walk up the stairs properly. I have no idea why it does that.
You will go no further.
That was a new move. Did not know that that was possible. Every time I feel like I am in a good position to win that fight, something new happens. New moves of technically progress? Perhaps not. Because in testing, beat this battle and never saw that move. So I would not say that it's progress, considering I have gotten further than this without seeing that new move. I think I'm being too cautious now because of the scythe hitting me off of the ship entirely and one-shotting me. Now I'm not playing aggressively enough. Whereas typically, I just range shots in on him and defeat him before there's a chance for anything else to happen. Whereas every time I do well, it follows up with a run where I do absolutely terrible. And we're again running out of attempts.
You will go no further.
This is not a good situation. I got hit by the skull, which gives me no breathing room now. First, I beat this off stream and do not save so that I can come back and show the battle on stream, and I am unable to get past it again. And the curse of doing something in front of people, I suppose.
You will go no further.
I let too many sighs on the screen and I got projectile slowed down. No chance to win this one. That slash there always comes faster than the others. Seems like I have no chance to prepare for it. I guess I cannot attack him after he does the spinning dive, because the game does not give you enough time to attack. I see. Well, it's also an attack itself, because it will hurt you if it connects with you. I am just concerned about getting too far away from him. Because if I back up too far away, then there is enough time for the scythes to kill me before I can get hit in. This is already a bad run. Wonder why the dragon isn't a better weapon? Because the dragon takes 5 energy. You would instantly run out of dragons before the battle even gets anywhere. And it does not really cover much, like... It looks like it's a larger attack that covers screen in some instances, but for this particular battle, it almost does nothing for you because it just flies straight off the screen. The weapon I have right now stays on the screen for longer, so it has more chance of hitting death and it has more chance of hitting the scythes. In this battle, you want a lot of attacks and you want as much screen coverage as possible to protect you from getting hit. I will probably lose a life this time before making it to the boss, which will unfortunately reduce the number of attempts I have to fight said boss. That one, I failed because I shot too many projectiles and had nothing to fight the bird. I pressed the attack button, but since there were still 2 birds on the screen, she was unable to actually do an attack. Something I was not mindful of. Victor doesn't have that sort of restriction. If he is able to move, he is able to attack. I should have used my sub-weapon at that point, as I could have fired that. Now I do not have a sub-weapon to protect me. I'll have to use this as my best bet. There's a lot of damage. I think it nearly one-shots that particular armor enemy. At the death situation, I'm only going to have 2 real attempts at this. I wish I knew the distance of his attacks, so I could stand at just the right spot. There. Thank you.
Such a fine girl. Surely the blood of a beautiful woman will quench the thirst in my body.
Stay away from me!
What are you afraid of? In exchange for your blood, you can gain eternal life and beauty from me, can you not? Please, it's a simple matter. I get what I need, and you benefit as well. And then together, you and I shall reign over this world.
If it means becoming a savage, I would sooner kill myself.
As you wish. However, what exactly makes me a savage? If my existence itself makes me savage, is that not the result of this world? Are not all the people of this age savages as well? If so, I should be a shining beacon for what this world wants me to be. The one to lead them. Do you not agree?
My Lord Count,
What is it?
there are intruders in the castle.
I see. Destiny can be quite fun at times. They've likely come to interfere. I hope you'll be in a better mood later.
Save me. Victor.
I believe if you do all of the alternate routes, or at least a particular alternate route, it determines whether or not you do save her. From what I was reading, it seemed like you had to do the alternate stage in order to free her. Otherwise, you do not accomplish that goal. Yes, though it's very difficult to find the alternate stages in this game. I was unable to find most of them. So that is why I was not able to rescue anyone but Maria, because even reading instructions, I could not figure out how to get to the right points to activate the stages. Well, typically in old games, if you read a walkthrough, the walkthrough would tell you how to do it. I read a walkthrough and still couldn't figure it out. So if you do not rescue her, I believe she becomes a boss at some point. I suppose that is true. Do not want that in any capacity. Also do not want that. That is different. What does this do? It nearly creates a cat that runs into a wall until it dies. Okay, that is very non-useful. But we are stuck with it now. What is happening? We're fighting giant bat, I suppose. I did not expect this stage to start with a boss battle. That cat is not doing any work. I wish I still had the dragon. Or I wish I took a dragon, I should say. This is a boss rush? And boss I never fought before now. I was not prepared for this. And may need director. All it gives to your pack of weapons in this stage. Didn't I mean a hole up there? See, now I don't have the parts for this to really work. There's probably something hidden somewhere in the stage. Can I get across there? I do not know if that is better or worse. No, we're gonna try it. Just turn the door into a wall. I wonder how many bosses I have to fight. That missed. This move is hard to use. It's hard for me to beat just one of these, much less several in a row. I have one hit left. I suppose if I can beat the bat. Without many sub-weapons, I get a bunch of parts afterward. For the dragon. But this may be a job for Richter. I think Maria energy. This isn't any complicated. Okay, he cannot jump through like she can. I do not know yet what the optimal sub-weapon is. This is not working any better. Perhaps I just did not abuse the sub-weapon enough. Is that it? Just 2? No. For some reason, only the baggy parts, though. That is worrisome. Was not expecting that. The difficult part about this is I do not know how many of these I had to fight. So every time I make progress and defeat another one, I keep wondering, well, is that the end? Because I could do a little bit better and defeat that 3rd one, but there could be a 4th one or a 5th one. And unlike most boss rushes, these are all new bosses to me, so I do not have a strategy for them going in. Typically, a boss rush, you re-fight old bosses that you already know how to fight. This feels like just a lot of hope for the best and spam moves. So far, I have not seen any of the alternate route bosses. Though I haven't encountered many of them yet. I know there was one that was... There was a strange one that I fought. It was like a snake-ish type monster. But I could not defeat it. The stage 1 alternate boss. That did not appear. So I cannot say if these are from anything or not. It'd be weird for the first boss to be the last one in the rush. I wish I had more replenishment after that fight. Strange the way they did things. Well, they gave me food that time at least, but I'm running out of weapon energy. No, that is... Oh, I thought that was gonna be death. Well, that was death. That's maybe the last one. But it may not. I feel like I used too much of... I feel like I used too much of the weapon power. 'Cause I needed to really spam it on that last one more than anything. I may not have needed it in the 3rd fight as much as I used it, at least. Because a lot of that I was fighting with the whip anyway. In the 3rd fight's mostly good when he sends out the... That is true, that protected me from those. But I also cannot afford to use it too often. I'm wondering where I can conserve uses, but I am not certain yet. I'm just trying to survive, and it stands to reason that the more I use it, the longer I survived. When I used it sparingly, I died very quickly. Like this giant bat to begin with. It's so far above me that I have trouble hitting him if I do not use it. I've already lost this. I should not have taken those hits. See, that time I did not use the book as much and the bubbles got me. But yes, by the time I decided to do that, it was far too late. Winning sometimes is difficult because the characters are not particularly fast, but I can see what I can do. The main thing I think is just crouch and spam whip until the Gorgon shoots the petrification laser. And then I had to probably use the book because, well, actually, no, the jump comes first. Dodge the jump, and then I think she uses the bubbles right after she jumps and attacks. Richter's definitely better suited to this than Maria, though. She has nowhere near enough health to go through all these enemies. Getting hit with that drill on the way up really is a problem. I need to get past that without taking damage. And that was not what I expected. See, the bubbles come too fast. I'm not good at anticipating them. And that was already a lost attempt. I took too many hits with the bat, and then I saw a different pattern that threw me off. Like, I should have known that after that attack, the bubbles were coming, but because she jumped before even doing the laser, that really threw me off. See, that's something I never even noticed. I did not see her bring her tail back, so I am not sure if I can take that cue, since I may not be capable of perceiving that animation. How do I know if she's gonna jump forward or straight up? Again, I did not even see the tail do anything, so I don't know if that's a good enough indicator. I have no idea what the tail is doing at any point in time until it's hitting me. Keep getting hit by that. I used too many against the bat. 4 is way too many books to use. I timed that wrong. This is gonna be problematic. Which side are you gonna spawn on? The books are not protecting me adequately. Conserving them just gets me killed. But if I do not conserve them, then I have no ability to fight the Frankenstein's monster at the end. You still need to wait. It's not instant. I do not know what that is in reference to. What am I waiting for? The bandages. The book does not clear them instantly. The problem is if I do not move forward, then I cannot attack, and then the mummy is just going to send the blocks at me once more and try to crush me and do damage that way. So once I jump and clear the blocks, I sort of need to go after it real quickly, or I never make any headway against it. And it feels like when I'm up that high, the books won't clear the bandages in any capacity, because they're too high up, and the bandages are below the book. Okay, 3 is better. See, I have trouble getting back to him. I might do it this way. In that time, I just sat there and waited, but I still got hit regardless. The book seems only marginally helpful against the bandages. Why did that happen? And that pretty much completely ruined this attempt. Greetings, Sacksmith. You want to say that I have a nice voice? Thank you. I suppose if you say so. This is my worst run in recent attempts. The book is not very helpful if it doesn't hit multiple times. Sometimes it does not clear anything. Yeah, far too few. So this is basically an instant game over guaranteed. For some reason I jumped backwards and did a backflip rather than jumping forward like I told the character to do. I have no idea how to beat this boss rush. I'm hoping the demo will at least show me how many enemies there are. Because if there are more beyond the Frankenstein's monster, I would say that this is impossible for me. What is lollipop? And I do not have enough money to have it show me how to beat this. So I have no chance to get any help on this at all. Very uncertain what to do here. Because there's no way to obtain money in this stage. The only thing that it presents you are the bosses. I'm wondering if there are any weapons that would be better for this, but I cannot imagine any of Richter's weapons do better. Just because of how much is going on in the battles. Yeah, I feel like I need to be perfect in my book usages so that it hits at least twice, if not more. Because one hit out of the book just does not cut it. I probably should not have used the book that one last time, but I did not run a risk taking a hit. And this is the difficult part here. Now, do I have enough firepower for this last boss? Is the question. And there ain't more, though. Just keeps hitting me with another one every time. This is bad. Now what? Is this the real boss? I had no healing or no weapon restoration before this. And this is an actual boss fight. With lots of difficulty. And that was not very fair. I had all my resources drained before the fight, and they expect me to fight a full-on regular boss fight that would be difficult to fight from full health and full resources, much less when you've used up all of your energy and health trying to get that far. I do not agree with that decision. Indeed. There is nothing you can really do to prepare for it. It just gives you a little pre-boss room where you get to choose weapons and you get a little tiny bit of hearts. Since most of these candles are weapons, every single weapon that is available in the game is accessible here, but that means they don't give you many hearts. Like, this gives you less hearts than any other boss fight in the game. Usually you go in with about 20 or so. This one gives you, I think, 16. Well, it gives you 6 technically, but you start with 10. I feel like this is only feasible, oddly enough, if you come into this after defeating death with hearts left over. And then you might have enough hearts to just brute force through it. Had I defeated the... Well, yeah, it would have been maybe possible if I defeated death with Richter. Because then I would... Because I had a lot of hearts left over. And with Richter, you would have even more than with Maria. Because once you get to the last phase of death, Richter cannot use his sub-weapons. They get reflected back to him. So you have to do it entirely with the whip. So you should have a good stock of hearts left. And then you can maybe spam the book in this stage. But if you die once and have to start over the stage, then you do not have that option anymore available to you. There's nowhere you can go, nothing you can do. You are stuck having to attempt the stage in this capacity. Which I am not certain I even want to take the next 2 or 3 attempts to finish out this life. Because I am completely stumped and there's nothing I can figure out on how to do this better. We got past our original wall just to hit another wall. And unfortunately, I do not even have the resources to let the game tell me how they think I should play the battle. Not that it would help much, because all watching a demo would do is just show Richter dodging everything. And being perfect. It wouldn't really give me much of a strategy. I intentionally game overing. And then I need to grind. Even though, well, I need something. I need to maybe watch someone do this. I doubt it will help much. I definitely do not want to watch the demo, though. I can't afford that anyway. But I feel like I need to watch a human being fight this. Though usually anything recorded on YouTube is a no-hit run anyway, so it would be the same in the end. So I'm not sure what I can do to like figure out how to make this better. Maria would not help because she's too fragile. That Richter, well, there's nothing wrong with Richter.
Leave it to me.
He is definitely good enough for this fight. I just don't have the skill yet. I'm just trying to think of ways I could optimize this run. But the thing is, it takes so long to get to the real boss that I do not have enough chances to attempt that fight to really formulate a strategy. At that point, you're kind of in panic mode because you realize that you are low on health and have to just hope for the best to, survive and beat the boss, who has more health than you, obviously. And you feel like you're fighting a losing battle, if that makes any sense. So you don't really get a chance to assess it like you would a normal boss fight. 'Cause at least even with death, you get to play the battle. If you die anyway, you start right back from the beginning of fighting the actual boss and every other boss in this game, so you can maybe try to work through it and assess how the boss fights and learn. It is difficult to learn if you have to fight a handful of throwaway battles that are like mini bosses just to fight the real boss. I did burn through half his health just flailing away and hoping for the best, but dodging the attacks are difficult because he has a lot of things flying over the screen while he's teleporting across the screen as well. And I did not really have enough chance to learn what his pattern was or come up with much of a strategy. So it's probably not something I can do tonight. I would need to think about this far more and try to formulate a game plan on how to defeat the boss. I want to at least just see what that boss can do potentially, so I can have a better idea of what to do if I actually manage to get there again, which is going to be difficult just to get to that part. Because even though I did it once, that does not mean that I can do it again very easily. It'll probably take several attempts just to get past the first four fights leading up to that boss. And I have to figure out a way to minimize the damage I take. I have almost gotten to a point where I can defeat the giant bat without taking a hit. And the Gorgon has a bit of luck involved because sometimes my book does not clear all the bubbles, and if there's a lingering bubble that I do not see, which is hard to see because they have a very small outline and it's mostly a transparent object. But if I get caught by a lingering bubble, then that's damage I take there. Likewise with the mummy, I had the issue of the bandages sometimes not getting cleared. But at any rate, I suppose I will have only a short stream this time around. Not the first time that this happened, but I will need to strategize and figure out how to defeat the boss properly before I go back into this. I will most likely be back next Thursday to give this another try. Do make sure to watch Cersei's stream this Saturday. and let me find someone to raid before we go. I suppose we can raid Ellen Majel. That is fine.